What's up, everybody? We are back with another episode of Time Out Podcast. It's your boy Nick, Steve, and guys, we got another big guest for you today.
Yeah, we do.
We have the pleasure of welcoming, of course, a Rockland County native, a former NJIC Player of the Year, a March Madness Final Four finalist, and now a San Diego State commit, Nick Board. Thank you for your time, brother.
Welcome.
Appreciate that. Appreciate y'all having me, man.
Yes, sir, man. We appreciate
impressed,
you.
man. I'm impressed. I like the setup.
Thank you. Thank you.
Grinding. I like it.
Thank you.
So, man, here at Time Out, we always like to start with a little game.
Okay.
Little icebreaker, just to get everybody comfortable.
Let's do it.
Okay, so Steve, take it away.
So you are a point guard, right? So
Yes,
naturally, so we're going to give you some easy ones, right? So stay quiet until you hear someone better.
Okay.
All right, so the first person, so the starter that we have is Chris Paul. Right, so if you hear someone better than Chris Paul, then you can say something.
I like this.
All right, so we got Chris Paul, right? So we got first up, John Wall.
Gotta go, John. Nah.
What?
I don't know. I'm kind of mad, but I love John Wall. Like, that's my guy. Like,
Your guy?
You want to restart?
Let's restart.
All right.
Nah, I love
John Wall better than
though.
Chris Paul?
I love John Wall though. Like, just think about his Kentucky, just everything. Like,
CP in New Orleans, though.
CP3.
but I'm just thinking about right now though.
Think about prime.
All time.
Prime. Okay, at their primes.
I bet.
At their prime, stay quiet until you hear
All right,
somebody
let's
better.
do
All right, so we'll start again. Chris Paul. All right. We got John Wall. Okay. Derek Fisher. It's just a joke in there. Tony Parker. Okay. Kyrie Irving.
I'm going Kyrie for sure.
Okay.
I don't know,
For
man.
sure, gotta go Kyrie.
I don't know, man.
Kyrie over. You don't like Kyrie over Chris Paul?
Like, it's an argument.
Kyrie's
I'm not saying it's not an argument.
Kyrie's
But
a champion, performs well in the playoffs.
He's about to get
Chris
another
Paul
ring
never
though.
played
He might
with
get
LeBron
another
James.
ring
He
though.
might get another one.
he might. Chris Paul never played with
He might
LeBron
get another
James.
ring though.
Chris
That's
Paul,
true. That is true.
come on, man. Like,
That is true.
Chris Paul in...
Chris
bro,
Paul played with Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan. Chris Paul played with
Kyrie even played with LeBron James.
We might see that though.
Prime James Harden.
We might see that though. And
He
they're
just
gonna get.
kept
Are they
getting-
gonna get?
He just kept getting injured.
Whatever, man. All right, whatever.
No, but think about that series though. The Clippers were supposed to win that.
Kawhi
I mean,
wasn't
not the
healthy.
Clippers. The Rockets. Chris Paul was on that team. What happened?
He wasn't healthy, man. All right, whatever.
Oh.
Kyrie outside LeBron has done nothing other than this year either.
Let's see it though. He
All
might get
right,
another ring.
let's see it. All right, next, we're going to blindly rank point guards.
I bet.
So 1 through 5, you have to put them in an order, but you don't know who's coming next.
All right.
These are all current guards, by the way. Tyrese Halliburton.
I gotta go 4.
4. Jalen Brunson.
I'm a New York guy. I'm going 3.
Okay.
De'Aaron Fox.
I gotta go 5. I
I'm
gotta
fine
go
with
5.
that, yeah.
That's fair.
Ja Morant.
I mean, he's gonna have to go 2.
And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Gotta go 1. That's a good list.
That's a good list.
That's a great
No,
list.
That's a good list.
That's a great
Laying
list.
that,
That's a good
hey,
list. That's
put
a
that
good
list.
list.
That's a great list.
Is Halliburton really better than Fox, though?
I mean, playoffs matter. Eastern
They
Conference,
matter, right?
Eastern Conference
Tyrese
Finals.
stepped up.
Every team was injured.
Nah, I'm not hearing that. I'm not hearing that.
Let's all right. And lastly,
list.
we know that you've been part of a great March Madness run.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best ever, arguably, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm sure you know your history a little bit about March Madness and some of the biggest performers to ever do it, right? This is just based off March Madness performers.
Mm-hmm.
1 through 5, rank these players. Steph Curry, Jimmer Fredette, Kemba Walker, Carmelo Anthony, and Anthony Davis.
Gotta go with Melo 1. Kemba 2. Just because Kemba was a different beast.
Yeah.
Man.
And they won.
Yeah.
And they won.
Kemba 2.
Okay.
I'll go Jimmer Fredette 3.
Yeah.
Who was the last 2 people?
You got
AD
Steph,
and
AD.
Steph.
I mean, I'm going to go Steph before AD.
Steph
Okay.
or AD.
Yeah. I mean, I got to give Jimmer some love. I would go Curry 3, but I got to give Jimmer some
He
love.
was
'cause
OD.
He was cold.
He was OD.
He was cold.
Okay.
So
People be sleep now. He was
was
OD.
cold. He was cold. I
He
gotta
pulled
give
it
him
up
some
from
love.
like 40, bro.
yeah, he got to.
Yeah, nah, he was OD.
I mean, like I know everybody went in the gym at one point and was like shot from deep. What they
Bro,
say? Jimmer, he
bro,
said-
Jimmer, bro, it was literally Jimmer before Steph, right
low
before
key,
Steph,
though,
bro.
low key.
It was literally Jimmer, bro. Jimmer, nah.
Everybody went in that gym and said they shot a deep three. Jimmer,
Nah, he's crazy.
nah, yeah, he was cold.
But okay, so let's dive into you a little bit, okay? We're going to get a little bit about yourself. You started off at Bosco,
Yeah.
to be clear, right?
Yeah.
But you are Rockland County native. So how was your experience at Don Bosco?
I mean, y'all know, growing up in Rockland, everybody want to go to play sports. They want to go to private school.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I just had to pick between normal schools, St. Joe's, Bergen Catholic, and Don Bosco. My family had a connection to the Bosco program.
Mm-hmm.
It was great, how those schools are.
Yeah,
like they
yeah,
fun, like you just get to run
Yeah,
around with
yeah.
a bunch of guys who love sports and stuff like that. So that was cool, but just it really didn't pan out for me on the basketball side of things. So I had to make a tough decision after my sophomore year to go to like a smaller private school in Jersey called St.Marys. But overall, it allowed me to like connect with a lot of people. Josh went there. Mutual connection we have. So
Yes, sir.
it was good. It was a good experience. Definitely, I got to get better. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot to get better at.
Real quick, since you touched based on St.Marys, right? In 41 games, we saw that you scored 1,100 points throughout 41 games. Like, how many points are you scoring a game?
So my junior year, we were pretty good actually. We had like another kid who went Division I at the moment. And we had another kid, one of my good friends, Alex, who plays Division II, just this last couple years. So we were a pretty solid team. I averaged about like 15 that year.
Okay.
That was my first year in varsity, but the following year we kind of lost those guys.
Okay.
And I actually broke my leg. So like when I came, like I broke my leg right before the state playoffs from my junior year. So I was out for like a year almost. And I was just like, when I came back, I was just like different. Like my mindset, I had some time to just chill. Like, just work on my game, not play AAU, nothing else. Just work on my game. When I came back, we lost some of those guys. I just was getting like 30 a game. I ain't gonna lie. But we were like an average team though. But I was getting 30 like every night.
Wow.
Yeah.
So coming out of that senior year,
Yeah.
so what is your next step? What is your mindset? Because obviously you were injured, so maybe you don't have as much to show schools. Or what was your recruiting process after that senior year?
Yeah. So like I said, just starting out at Bosco, like my freshman year, I really didn't play much. My sophomore year, really didn't play much. So I was like, I got to go to St.Marys and try to, get some game reps. So that, I did what I did there. My senior year, like I said, I went crazy, but I didn't really have much recruitment just because, St.Marys is like a smaller school in Jersey, so, not a lot of respect. So, I had a few D2s interested, but I was like, nah, I want to go D1.
Yeah.
That's what me and my family talked about, and that was my goal. So I went to a prep school out in Indiana called Bosco Institute, actually.
You gotta
So
love
like,
Bosco,
kind
man.
of like full circle. But yeah, so I was like, I gotta go D1, and I met with that coach, and that was like the first person in my life, like one of my very first coaches to be like, you could be a D1 player. So once he told me that, I didn't care. Like what was out there was like cornfields, all a bunch of nothing. I'm like, nah, I'm going. I don't care. All the way from New York.
Kept you locked in.
So that's a 1 year program.
Yeah, it was like a 1 year, like just basketball, and like we took college courses on the side. So
Okay.
yeah.
So now, how did you perform that 1 year at Don Bosco?
So actually the summer I decided to go to prep school. I was technically like a junior now because I was be another senior year.
Okay.
So I was able to play AAU, and I got my first offer from Sacred Heart that summer.
In Connecticut. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So a small school around here.
Yeah.
And then just going into that, it gave me, you get a D1 offer, you get a little more
yeah.
swag to you, a little more confidence, stuff like
yeah.
that. So it just gave me the confidence I needed. And then I went out there, and it was the same thing. Like we were one of the top prep schools in the country. It was like a lot of high level competition, and I picked up like 8-9 offers, Division I offers. Yeah.
So was FAU the best school that was coming after you though?
It might have. I think I had Sacred Heart, Marys, Tulsa, JMU, FAU, South Alabama. I forgot who else, but once I got the FAU offer, I'm like, I'm going to Florida.
yeah.
Why? Wait. So like, was it because of Florida base that you chose FAU? Or
it was COVID. So COVID had hit, and as a kid, I always wanted to go like somewhere warm weather. Like that was one of my goals too. Like one of my dreams. Like man, I wish I could live in. Like you go to like Disney or something like that. You're like, yo, bro, I gotta live in. You know what I'm saying?
New York's
so it was
not
like,
it, man. New York's not in
exactly.
The
It was one of those. It was one of those off rip, and then like just meeting the coaches. I'm like, yeah, I like this coach right here. Like FaceTiming me, different stuff like that during recruiting and stuff like that made me feel comfortable, felt like a family, and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just bet on myself. Like I'm out.
That's fine.
That was really it.
So when FAU recruits you, what is their recruiting pitch? Like, what are you expecting going into year one at FAU?
Man, I was a little bit. So I think it was. I think they had a point guard that just graduated the year I was
Okay.
going to come in, and they had another younger guard who was there too. So he's like kind of like, you know, he didn't really play much.
Mhm.
The position's up for grabs, you know. So that at first I was like, okay, I like that. Then they were like middle in the pack of our conference at the time, like 7th maybe. They kept
Okay.
coming in. They were just starting to get going. He's like, you know, like I think in a couple years we may be able to win the league. And like I was like, you know what, I want to get a March Madness somehow. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna just try it. It was really just
Yeah.
like, yo, I believe in coach. Like I'm gonna just try it, and that was it. Like that was it. Literally, the rest was history. Like I didn't visit there. Showed me the campus on like video. It was cold.
Really?
Yeah. So like I didn't even meet them in person like that. Just like
You just
Yeah.
you just trusted them. Like you like
for
the
real.
vibe. You just
that was it. That was it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What the? So okay, so now you at FAU freshman year. Vibes is great.
You redshirted that freshman year, right?
I actually I played that year, but it was COVID.
Oh, so they count that as a redshirt year
mhm,
anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So FAU you there freshman year. Vibes great. Weather nice. Everything good.
Yeah.
Right. So, but of course, you know, as any athlete has, you know, you have your ups and your downs, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
So, what was your welcome to Division I basketball moment?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Was it a crossover?
Man, so I say like, so when I came to FAU, I came with 3 other guys.
Okay.
3 of my best, some of my best friends, closest friends.
Mhm.
Did amazing things with them, and like, you know, we practicing summer, fall.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yo, we trying to get to this game. Like, we freshmen, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's exciting. Like, that's what you want to get to a college game. Like, you work your whole life to go D1. You want to get to the game. So, I think our first couple games we were in like a little tournament. You know, the season starts up, and Coach May brings us in the office like we sitting just like this. Like,
Mhm.
you know, we think we finna get some good news. Like, yo, like I like what y'all did in practice. Like, nah, it was like, y'all might not go win this one. Like, I ain't gonna lie. And like we all sitting on the couch, and he in the chair. He's like, yeah, like I'll be honest, like I don't know if y'all play. Like I just want to tell y'all now before y'all get to the game, and y'all might not get in the game. So we looking at each other like, dang, like do we even want to go on the trip? Like, so yeah, that was like it was like a very first like other than, you know, practice and stuff like that. It was like, dang, like you really starting from the ground
Yeah.
up. Like,
So
so
like
it
that
was
first
tough.
game that he told you guys that you were playing, like how was that?
It was
for you?
tough. I mean, it was a little better knowing like that you probably weren't gonna play, but it kind of made it better because it was all of us. Like we all came in together, so we were like, you know what, at least we're all suffering.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was tough. I mean, just like you never knew when you were gonna get in, but I was like, I just started grinding, like crazy, and then I eventually was like one of like the first couple people off the bench to
Mhm.
play backup point guard. So that was good, but yeah, it was tough though. Like being on the bench is tough, man.
Yeah.
But you accept it, you know.
Worst feeling ever.
So where did that jump come? What do you remember the day, or was it a week span of practice, game, whatever, that coach shifted
Yeah.
you from being one of the first guys off the bench to now a starter, or
Yeah.
now? Do you remember what?
I remember it was after my freshman year. I'm like, yo, I gotta start. Like
Mm-hmm.
after the season ended, we all sat down just like this, like I keep saying, and he talked about, yo, what you did good, what you did bad. Like they gave me a chart and they just showed like all my weaknesses, my strengths, and I'm just like looking at my weaknesses, like, yo, I gotta start. So like I probably still have that paper now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yo, I don't care what happens, like I gotta start this year. So I'm in the gym crazy, and then just that summer, I just start picking up the game starts to slow down a little bit. My defense gets better. You know what I'm saying? I'm being a leader. I'm being a point guard out there on the court. And I was just grinding like crazy, and it was like kind of what led me into my injury. I broke my foot the same year, so I was like, all right, this summer, like I went crazy. Came into the fall, like, yeah, I might be able to start for real. Like, okay, let's do this. And I got boom, like one practice just broke my foot. But like right before I broke my foot, I knew I was like, okay, I could be a starter. So it was kind of like,
Or was it the same foot
Yeah.
from?
nah, it was the
From
same year,
college?
same foot, same everything. Just my jumping leg, you know, putting too much
Okay.
like pressure on it and stuff like that. Just like I said, I was working tirelessly though, like 4 or 5 times a day. But yeah, so that
Get
happened.
rest.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what that injury taught me. Like, yo, you gotta rest, you gotta be able to do this, you gotta be able to do that. But I say that summer, like I was like, yo, I told myself like I'm coming back to start. Like I don't care what I gotta do.
So what was that jump like for you though? You know, like obviously maybe now defenses are kind of planning for you a little bit more. Like now you're on the scouting report.
Yeah.
So what was that adjustment like for you from becoming,
I mean, it's different. Like, especially being a starter. Like,
Yeah.
As a starter in any sport, you got to set the tone from the jump. Like,
yeah, especially as a point guard.
Yeah, as a point guard,
Yeah.
like
Ball's
any
coming
sport,
to you, decision
soccer,
making.
football, whatever. You one of those first guys out there. Like, you got to set the tone for the team for the whole game. Like,
Mhm.
so that was just a big adjustment. Having a lot of responsibility and, like you say, scouting report. Like, now I'm one of the first guys out there. Like, I got to know the scouting report by heart too. So like, it's just little things like that. Obviously, just the plays. Like, you don't notice, like, when you're in high school and you go to college, like, there's so many plays that you have to like remember. And I remember myself before I got to college, like, yo, I'm gonna study the playbook like before I get there.
Mhm.
And I studied it, and I still didn't know it. So it's just like it's tough, like, like.
Yeah.
So like to really have to play as a freshman and stuff like that and make that jump, you got to have a lot of leeway and a lot of like coach has to allow you to make some mistakes,
Yeah.
So, but like I said, just the little things like the scouting report and just setting the tone off rip.
When a scouting report happens, do you only pay attention to like the guy that you might be guarding, or like do you try to like memorize like the other 4 guys on the
Yeah, I
court
mean,
too?
like, so the way we play, I don't know if y'all familiar with basketball, but
Yeah.
y'all are, but we used to switch everything. So like on defense, like you're guarding everybody,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
other than the 5.
Yeah.
So I mean, we had to study, everybody,
Yeah,
know
if you
what
switching on
everybody
the
does.
three, you
and
gotta
who,
know.
Yeah, who comes off the bench, if he's a shooter or not, like, and even with the bigs, like, you didn't have to really know them 1-on-1, but like what type of ball screen covers they like to guard you in, or, if they're a shot blocker, if they're gonna, try to block your shot, or if they stay
Yeah.
down, like, it's just little stuff like that. So you got to kind of know the whole game plan when you're out there, and that's the big adjustment, like coming from high school where it's like kind of just like a little bit like just throw the
Like
ball out there and
like
hoop, like let's
zone-
just go hoop, yeah, like yeah,
zone
we'll go zone
defense.
today, yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, like, so that's important.
Okay.
Okay, so that next year,
Mm-hmm.
now this is 2022, 2023.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is the big year.
Yes, sir.
So you guys go 35-4.
Mm-hmm.
You're back from your injury. You guys take a jump from being a middle of the pack type of team to one of the top teams in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Your minutes, points, rebounds, assists all go up. Starting point guard. Did you? I know it's easy to say, but did you have a sense that year could be as special as it was?
Man.
Like to end up in the Final Four.
I say honestly,
Is that-
nah.
Wait, this was also like the first year that you guys FAU made it to March Madness. So like heading to that scene, did you ever think that was like you guys were able to make it to that?
Not going into the year, but I think that's like the beauty about it. Like
Yeah.
anything, like we all work to goals, but like I feel like when you really just working and you're not really worried about like what's coming at the end of it,
Mm-hmm.
it's like so much easier. I mean, but nah, starting the beginning of the year, we wasn't thinking about like March Madness. Like we just trying to win the regular season championship, like, and that was our goal.
Yeah, and that's an automatic bid.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
like,
yeah. No, not regular
Nah,
season. The conference
Conferences,
tournament.
but
Yeah,
for us. So we just wanted to win the regular. Like, yo, we just
Okay.
want to win the conference championship. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, so I mean, nah, we wasn't really thinking like, yo, we going all the way.
So now let's say maybe what basketball season's what November.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say now we're getting into like February. Like we said, you guys only have 4 losses on the whole season.
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly when every loss came, but that means by February you still only have like maybe 2 or 3 losses.
I think we had 2 losses in February.
So like I said, like this is one of the best teams in the country. You guys are literally one of the best teams in the country. So now we get to the conference tournament,
Mm-hmm.
right? So what is the mindset like for FAU going into that conference tournament?
Man, honestly, like going into that conference tournament, now we like, yo, like we did good this whole regular season.
Mm-hmm.
We can't mess this up. Like, like we put a little pressure on ourselves. Like, come on, like this what we want to do for real. Like we got to get to this March Madness dance. Like, cause it's no guarantee for us. We a smaller team coming out of a smaller conference.
Yeah,
there's no guarantee that we get in the tournament, regardless how many losses or wins we had.
Yeah.
So we like, yo, we got to get to the tournament, and the only way we could really guarantee that is by winning that championship. So I mean, that was the mindset. But like that year, we were just so good at just taking it like one game at a time and one moment at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So we really weren't worried about the future. We were just really just trying to take it one at a time.
Like when you guys stepped on that court for that first March Madness game, what was like the atmosphere? Like what was like? Did you look around and be like,
Yeah.
oh shit, I'm really here right now?
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I'd probably say like you get a lot of nerves like going out there. But once that ball goes up, it kind of fades away.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody was like amazed at the the atmosphere, the environment, the situation we were in.
Yeah,
but it was just like after that Memphis game, I'm like, man, we could win a national championship because Memphis just got done beating Houston.
Yeah.
So I'm like, nah, man, we got a chance to win a
Your
national
path
championship.
was like
Yeah,
the path started to
crazy.
clear. It's like, whoa, we could gotta.
I'm like, nah, we could win a natty. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, Memphis was a good team, and like we didn't
Yeah.
even play good that game. We played bad, and we still like that year we were just so good at finding a way to win, like staying together, staying poised, and just chipping away.
So at March Madness, right? I don't know whether it was like you said the Memphis game or whatever game. What was your, like we said before, your D1 welcome to college ball moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for March Madness, little kid from Rockland County growing up watching March Madness, some of the greats to do it. Now you're on that stage, right? Did you ever have a moment like, or what was that moment that you really was like, yo, like I'm on CBS, like I'm on TNT, like
Charles Barkley might
Shaq
be
and all,
talking
like
about
Charles
me
Barkley
soon.
is talking about my game. You know what I'm saying? Like, did you ever like, what was that moment for you?
Man, I'll probably say, in March Madness you gotta do it. It's like a mandatory media availability for each team.
Okay.
So obviously, for FAU, for our team, in the beginning, it was small. Like not everybody really
Nothing
coming
crazy.
to show up. We keep winning. Okay, it grows, and then we got
More
to
media.
Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Then it was like boom,
Yeah.
and then it was just like once they found out I was from New York too,
Yeah.
it was like boom. And then you go to Instagram, you swipe, thousands of followers. You like, okay, this is what it's like. So
That's
I
crazy.
feel like it was like that, just like going to Madison Square Garden and then just having just so much of a spotlight on us.
Yeah.
Speaking of the MSG, it seems like Carmelo Anthony is your guy.
Yeah,
Your Knicks
I
are
like-
your
I like
team.
Melo.
So like, how was that experience like, just stepping on the guard, like playing on the guard, and knowing that all these grades, coming from even basketball players to hockey players to musicians that perform there, like now you're actually on this court about to play at the guard. How was that experience like?
It was great. Even better that we won over there. It was fun. I mean, just to have my family out there, my friends. Like you said, man, coming from Rockland, like, I mean, we spent the whole week at MSG just killing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, just to have my family have a chance to go in and out those doors and be front row, like, it was special, and it meant a lot to me. And I mean, it's like I got a video of me standing up on the scores table. Like,
I
that's how-
see that. Yeah.
That's how many people I had up in there. So
Yeah.
it was just special. Definitely like some of the best times in my life and some of the best moments,
That's
in my
fire.
career so far. So
That's fire.
Yeah,
Let me
Madison
just
Square
take
Garden.
one step back. I just want to acknowledge something. So obviously this is a Rockland-based thing, and the round before you did beat FDU.
yeah, we did.
You did beat FDU. You beat Ansley.
Yeah, we did.
We had him
We
sitting
just
Shout
down.
out
wanted to-
Ansley. Shout out Ansley.
Shout out to Ansley, man. He was actually just a guest. He was just a
Okay.
guest. He wanted you on the show.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
He's my
But
guy. He good
I just
people.
wanted to say, like, how was that? What was that experience like? Because like
Yeah.
you two are from like the same
That was fire. That
small
was
county.
fire.
Like, did you ever? I don't know if all these things go through your head, but like,
Yeah.
do little things like that go through your head? Like, yo, like,
Low-key, I'm
I
making
know,
a little
man.
history right here.
Yeah, nah,
Yeah.
it was fire. Like, but I was just like, man, we cannot lose to these dudes.
Yeah.
Like, I can't lose to nobody from the crib, and then they get to go to MSG. And I
Yeah,
get-
the winner goes to
I'm
MSG.
like,
That's
yo,
so
like,
crazy.
Nah, I get it.
Question: were you guys ever like scared at that moment, knowing that they faced Purdue prior with Evie, and then they were able to like beat them in a way, like surprise everyone? And
I mean, not really. I mean, we knew they were a good team because I mean, you got to beat Purdue. You got to be
you gotta be something, right?
you got to be a good team. But it was just like, just the way I don't know. We had a different type of confidence and swag about us. Like we weren't really concerned. I just couldn't lose to them. Like that was my only thing. Like,
Yeah,
like I mean, Ansley, like we were talking junk to them and stuff like that. Like,
that's
talking
right.
shit, like,
Yeah.
It's just like, yo, I can't lose to these dudes from the crib. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like that was my only mindset. That's what I was telling my teammates. Like, and I'm like, obviously, like they had a big following because they beat Purdue and like the whole stadium was
Yeah.
FDU all of a sudden.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was
And
like
they right from they're right near the
yeah,
they're
but
from
like
Jersey. So
yeah, but it was just like they had so many.
Yeah.
Nah, the game was in Ohio though. The game was in Ohio.
oh, you're right. Sorry.
The game was in Ohio, and all of a sudden the whole arena was like FDU.
Yeah. You're right.
Just like random people who like to go to
all
like
of
to
a
go to
sudden,
March Madness. So it was like it was
we
tough.
can't cheer
Like
on Purdue, we got to cheer someone.
Yeah.
exactly. So it was like we started out like I think it was like 12-0 on the. Then they kind of made a run on us. Like I'm like, oh snap, and like we ended up closing it out. But like there was a good team, and there was like they had some guards and Ansley that was hard to guard. So
I lost some money that game.
Yeah. You should have bet on us.
So now you get to the Garden, great experience.
Yeah.
But you also had another crazy matchup. I'll never forget watching upstairs against Markquis Nowell in Kansas State.
Yeah.
How was that like?
I mean, it was tough. I'll be honest with you. I kind of knew we was gonna win that game just because of the defense we had. The Tennessee game was a little more like okay, because like I feel like Kansas State at that moment only had really two guys, Markquis Nowell and the other dude, forgot his name, Keontae Johnson.
Johnson.
Yeah. Keontae Johnson. Both great players.
Yeah.
But I knew like we had a defense where we could shut. Like we had so many guys. Like I knew like okay like. They're going to have to see every single one of us, so there's no way they can maintain that to beat us. You know what I'm saying? But it was crazy, though. Like, I mean, that was to go to the Final Four. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that game was hype, and then just the way it ended, I hit a free throw, and my teammate hit 2 free throws to ice it, and it was just like, and I just think we wore him out, you know? Like, we just wore him out. We had so many guys, like, but it was incredible just to win the Final Four, like I said, in front of my family. Not win the Final Four, but go to the Final Four in front of my family, my friends, and in MSG, and I think they even lit the Empire State Building in red and blue. So
that's crazy.
Just the pictures I have on my phone with the garden, the garden, the ceiling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, when you see that ceiling, you know that ceiling. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it was just like, it was just fire.
So now you get to the Final Four. You face your new school.
Don't do that.
You face your new
school.
Kill me
online already.
Like we talk about, athletes have ups and downs, right? Obviously, I know you guys are going into this matchup on an all-time high. We have 2 games to win a national championship.
Crazy.
And you guys probably lose in like the worst possible way a team could lose. A game winner the last 5 seconds.
It's like a March Madness winner.
Yeah.
Like a March Madness.
I mean, that's probably one of the greatest shots in the history of their sports. Like one of the greatest plays in the history of their sports. Probably one of the greatest plays in the history of March Madness, other than a couple other buzzer beaters. You know, like I mean the Villanova one, Chris Jenkins was fire. Was it Leitner that hit one from like
Leitner? Yep.
Yeah, like so it was like that's like one of the like 5 greatest.
Especially like the magnitude of the game.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It wasn't like, some round of 32 shit.
It was you know what I'm saying, like 100K people in there.
Yeah,
like, it was crazy. But
like when you were looking at the ball going up and stuff, like did you ever like?
Yeah, I knew it was good.
You knew it was like you like there was no doubt in your head like.
I knew it was good. I knew it was good. Nah, just because how high he shot it, I'm like, yeah, it's good. Like it was just too perfect. Like. I mean, we could play the video right now, just how clean he just went into it. Like,
it'll be playing.
It was tough. Like, I ain't gonna lie, that was a tough moment. Just like you said, looking up at the ball, like, dang, like I'm like, yeah, I knew this is the way we're gonna go out. Like,
what was the locker room like? Obviously, of course, it's sad or whatever, but can you give us a little bit more like in depth? Like, what was that like going through that experience with your brothers? Because on one hand,
it's a success story. Now.
Yeah.
You just like you guys could have potentially changed your lives, your school lives, family lives, all that. You know, you made it to the Final Four, which is
it's
crazy.
From not ever going to a March Madness, your school wise, to now making it to your first one and going that deep into it.
Crazy.
Like,
it's gonna be a documentary. I mean, there is already. But it's gonna be more. But yeah.
But what was that locker room like that? You know. After
so
the final buzzer.
When I seen that ball go in the air, I'm like, yeah, it's over with. So, like, I'm just like, I wanted to cry. I'm like, damn. I'm like, nah, I can't cry out here. Like, so I just, like, by the time I got to the locker room, like, in those arenas, in those, it's the walk to the locker room is so far. So, like, we walked out. San Diego State fans killing us on the way out. Like you know, like just heckling you and you just want to like
not the time
you want to just say something to them, like you know what I'm saying. Like, but they got it, like they run, like so.
Can't be
yeah,
no
just
Pat
walking
Bev.
into that locker room, that walk is long when in those like
Mhm.
Final Four, like national championship arenas, like. So we just walked in and it was like got back in the locker room and like everybody head down and stuff like that. So as one of the leaders on the team, try to encourage a little bit. I wasn't that sad anymore. I'm just like, man, we got to get back here next year. Like that was the message. Like we got to come back next year. And I like and then like with the transfer portal and stuff like that, we just like like we coming back. Like everybody got to come back. We got to come get back and win this, John. So. Yeah, that was really kind of the mood in there. We was like, we got to get back. Like, we got to get back.
So after that, how was the return back to FAU? Like, how was the school like? How did the school welcome you guys in?
So after we got back from Madison Square Garden, the bus drove us. We get escorted everywhere now on the bus. And as we got there, it was like maybe like 2,000 people waiting outside our gym, going crazy. I could show you the videos on my phone if I have them. Just going crazy. Probably send them to you.
Yeah.
And then on the way back from the Final Four after the loss, we got delayed, bro. That was another thing. It was just like, cause like when you start traveling with March Madness, it's private flights, like it's charter flights. So we were waiting. It's delayed, and then we finally got back, and then there was like a bunch of people out there, showing us love and making posters and just giving us our praise, but. I mean, the community, we were like rock stars, superstars out there.
That's right. That's right.
We could do anything. We could do everything you could do.
Hey, off camera, man. Okay. But nah, so now going into that season, this past season, coming off a Final Four appearance, a lot of the squad running it back. I'm sure you guys are as confident as ever. Like, no, we could win a chip.
Yeah.
Right? So, obviously, I don't want to speak about, that's a given. You guys are confident. You guys are going to be good. So what was this last season like? Because maybe you can argue, right? Maybe it's not a surprise to you guys, but that past season going 35-4 was maybe a surprise to a lot of people, right? Mm-hmm. But now, in terms of scouting reports and everything, you guys can't be ignored going into this season, right? So what was that shift like?
Man, it was tough. Like, I'd probably say, like, way tougher than we all thought it was going to be. We all knew it was going to be tough, but it was just tough. Like, this season brought on a bunch of different challenges, a bunch of different adversity, from personal adversity to team adversity to spotlight adversity to being hunted. It was a tough year. But I feel like we still made it to the big dance. First time the school ever got an automatic bid. Not an automatic bid. What's it called? First time the school ever got a.
What y'all made it without winning the.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is it called though? At-large bid. That's what it's called.
Okay.
Yeah, so first time the school ever got an at-large bid, which is kind of like unusual for like mid-majors.
Yeah.
Only like Gonzaga, maybe San Diego State, schools like that.
Like bigger schools.
Yeah, bigger schools like not FAU.
Yeah.
Really get an automatic bid. So I think given with everything we went through as a team, as a family. We still, kind of did what we said we were gonna do. We got back to the dance. It didn't go as we planned, but it was tough for sure.
So what about this year personally for you though?
Yeah, this year was. It's different with the spotlight on you for sure. Definitely a learning lesson. I got banged up throughout the year too, just trying to manage that as well. I messed up my knee, so I missed a couple games. It kind of threw me off a little bit. So it was like one of those times where I like really had to find myself again, just trying to get back feeling the same and playing the same way. But it's hard, going through a season, especially with a great team.
Yeah.
Because, once you start missing games, it's hard to get back to
Show goes on
that same playing time, that same flow, everything. So, it was just tough. It was tough. It was a learning lesson for me, though. So I'm very appreciative of the year. And, I love my school, FAU. Well, not my school anymore, but my ex-school.
Yeah.
Okay. So what made you decide to, enter the transfer portal after that season?
Man, just when Coach left, it was tough, like, to see him go.
Did you know he was leaving?
Kind of knew a little bit, like, just the way everything went down. I was like, Coach probably out of here.
Okay.
It took like a day for us to find out. But it was like we got Woj bomb. Like, Woj bomb, Coach is out. Like, it was like, because like Coach, I guess he was at a meeting, and once he left the meeting, it was he sent us a text like, can we meet in the locker room? I'm like, Coach out of here. But then right when he sent the text, boom, Woj bomb, leaked it. So it was tough, but yeah, I mean, ultimately, just when coach decided to leave FAU, I'm like, why not open up?
What time of the year was that?
That was right after literally after we lost to Northwestern in the tournament.
Okay.
So March, like.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm like, why not open up my recruitment and see what the portal has for me?
So throughout this year, did you have the mindset that this could have been your last year, or you was kind of just?
I wanted to stay at FAU. Even when coach left, I wanted to really stay at FAU. I just love the area. But just having a conversation with my family, like, I just think it felt like too much like home. You know what I'm saying? Like when you on a mission, like you gotta sometimes you gotta leave home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like to get it done. So that was really my mindset. And just once my family told me that, like, yo, like you might be a little too comfortable out there. Like it might be time to switch it up. I'm like, okay, they right. Like.
So now you're in the transfer portal. You have 1 or 2 years
I got
left?
2 more years left.
2 more years of
Yes,
eligibility. So what was that? What was the transfer portal experience like for you?
Honestly, it was amazing. It was fun. Like I said, coming out of high school, not being recruited to entering, I guess you say, another period of recruitment for myself and hearing from pretty much every school in the country. It felt good. Like, it felt good for sure, but it was tough too. A lot of calls, a lot of phone calls, a lot of text messages, a lot of business meetings and obligations to try to get this decision made the right way.
Okay. What was like some of the top schools besides San Diego?
I had San Diego State, Louisville, Clemson, Xavier. I mean, it was like probably like the last 5 I really took serious.
So
I don't even know if that's 5 or 4 maybe.
I think that's 4.
FAU was the 5th one I took serious then.
Okay, so now we get to the big decision.
Yeah.
Now we get to the big decision. Why go to San Diego State? Why is that the fit for you? And yeah, why do you feel like that is the next step that takes you to where you want to go?
I mean, like I said before, just like not really that I said before, but just in my opinion, I like to be true to who I am, true to myself. Like I said before, I was an under-recruited kid, didn't really have much of an opportunity in high school, so I just feel like San Diego matches that energy, matches that swag. Where like they're like a mid-major school, but they beat up on the big dogs too, and you know what I'm saying, they gritty, and got that swag to them. So that was at first like that stood out to me from the jump. Then just the opportunity, you talk about trying to play and make an impact so you could achieve your dreams of going to the NBA. I mean, they had a point guard position open, so I took it serious there as well, and I looked into it. And then most importantly, just the connection I built with the coaches, the assistant coaches, the head coaches. Just kind of like my swag, my type, in terms of like how I like to go about things day by day, and the type of people I like to be around. So I mean, that was like very important to me.
So like question, like how does it make you feel like when you hear a coach saying these about you, like Nick is everything you want in a player. He prioritizes winning first and foremost. He's an elite guard as both a scorer and a playmaker. His ability to score at all 3 levels, 3-point shot, mid-range, and the rim, make him very hard to defend. How does that make you feel like as an athlete hearing someone, I guess, describe you like that as a player?
I think it obviously makes you feel good. It makes me feel good. I know who said those words. So I mean, coach is a legend. I mean, he's been at this university for 20 plus years as an assistant, now head coach for maybe, I think he's going on year 8 or 9. So I mean, he knows basketball. He coached a lot of great players, so to have him give me that praise, have him give me that praise is important. But I mean, I think I have a lot to prove. Like I think this next year I'll really be able to be who I really want to be and take that next step to really say like, I feel like I'm an NBA player. So
yes, sir.
Okay.
Job's nowhere near done.
Nah, for sure.
Job's nowhere near done. So what are you looking forward to most about your next challenge?
I just think it's the challenge, like something new. Like that's what's most important to me. I like to go different places and just like.
This is about to be Cali now.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. Like I just love to go different. I love to go different places, and I love to do things that a lot of people like, yo, why you did that? Like, why you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just who I am. And I mean, I don't know. I just want that chip back on my shoulder. So people can count me in, count me out. I'm gonna just be myself.
Wow. Okay. So, I know Steve gave us a little description
Yeah.
about Coach, about who he thinks you are as a player, everything. But who can you tell the world, the audience, about, like, who can you tell us that they're getting in Nick Boyd?
I mean, somebody who gonna come in and work every single day. Somebody who gonna bring positive energy every single day to the work space. Someone who's a winner, who loves to win no matter what it takes. And honestly, just somebody who likes to make other people better. Those are like
That's leadership, right?
3 or 4 guarantees right there you can get out of me every single day. And then, you know, the scoring, the passing, the 3-point shot, whatever you want to say, free throws, layups, that's extra. But those 4 things, you're going to get those every single day out of me for sure.
That's fire.
Great qualities.
That's
Great
fire.
qualities.
So, we don't want to jump too far ahead, but we're going to manifest
Let's do
the
it.
NBA.
I like it.
We're going to manifest the NBA, but like we said, job's not done.
Not done.
Job's not done, but we wish you best of luck
I appreciate it.
Definitely.
on that journey. Hopefully, we can maybe even get what do you call it? Like a part two. Like a part two.
Part two, I like
Like a part two. Like a
Part
part
two.
two. Yeah, I mean,
Hey,
but
part
After the
2 in
first couple
Cali?
games.
yo, part two in Cali. What we
Flying
doing?
out.
What we doing? What we doing? Yo, I know the team ready to go. Yo, we gonna tap in.
Let
We'll be in
me
the first
know.
flight.
We gonna tap in, man. But let me just ask a few little quick hitters real quick
Yeah.
before we go, right? Who's the toughest, like, low-key player you faced in college? You know, obviously you hear about, like, the big names, All-Americans, whatever. But who's, like, one of them, like, nah.
There was someone, I gotta think real quick, that really killed us. Like, this year we got killed. I gotta think, yo. Man, bro, hold on, let me think. Who was really frying us and shit? They were like, yo, no way he's frying us. Hold on. I was gonna say Markquis Nowell, but like, cause he was actually tough. But let me think of somebody who's like low key.
Was it Yah? He threw the no look.
Nah.
That wasn't Yah.
was Michigan
Oh,
State.
sorry. Never.
I ain't gonna lie, there's somebody behind that camera who went to Michigan State. Like,
Oh nah.
nah, who's low key though? Man, I don't even know, bro. There's so many good players out there. Like, I would just say there was one. We played that against USF. There was a guy named Chris Youngblood. He took like 4 dribbles and took like 5 shots and had like 25 on us. Like, it was crazy. It was like free throws, like like 4 dribbles had like 25,
Like some Klay Thompson.
For real, no. He was tough, so I give him that.
Okay.
Yeah. Before we let you go, obviously, throughout life, we know there's a lot of sacrifices that our family has to have made for, especially for you to get to this level. So what would you like to say to the fam now, I guess?
To my family, I'll just say thank you for allowing me to, chase my dreams every single day, encourage me every single day, support me every single day. Probably do some things you don't want to do yourself for me every single day. And I make a promise one day we're gonna be straight, like we're gonna be able to do whatever we want. So
that's it. We're gonna manifest that. Lastly, no, second to last actually.
Okay.
Who's winning the NBA championship?
I told you. Who did I say in the beginning of this video? Who did I say? Kyrie.
I'm not opposed to that because I hate
Kyrie.
Boston.
What's the score right now? Can we,
78. Oh, we gotta go. Okay.
Nah, no rush.
Did Shea deserve MVP?
I'm jacking that. Yeah, I think Shea deserves MVP.
Shade it.
I
He
would
deserves
have liked
MVP,
to
man.
do MVP. Like, I got to give it to Jokic. He's nice, but
nice.
I think
Come on,
I would have loved to see
Yeah,
Shea get
man.
that for real though.
That's a crime. That's a
That
crime.
is.
Right.
It was tough.
Lastly, who is a guest that you would like to see on Timeout Podcast that you can help us get?
Ooh, that's a good one. From here, from the town.
It could be
Anywhere.
Timeout travels.
I would say 2 people.
Okay.
From the 8, I say Marcellus Erlington.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all familiar with him.
Yeah.
He playing overseas right now. And then I say one of my good friends. I got 3 people.
Okay.
One of my good friends, John L. Davis. He going to Arkansas.
Yeah. With
yeah.
Coach Cal. Yeah, I
sir.
saw it. Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. And lastly, I would like to say probably like one of my best friends, like getting them on here because they got a clothing brand.
Okay.
We don't relate NYC,
Okay.
and they some smart dudes, so I think that would be cool too for them to promote.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
That'll be
Yeah.
tough.
But Nick, man, thank you, of course, for your time, man. We wish you
Definitely.
the best of luck.
I appreciate that.
We got to
We'll
do
be
that part
supporting this
2.
season.
Hey, part 2 in Cali coming real soon.
Part 2 in Cali coming soon.
Slip.
Hey, man, but wish you best of
I
luck.
appreciate y'all.
I guess
man.
we San Diego State
Come
fans
on,
this
let's
year.
do it,
Let's
let's
do
do
it.
it.
Hey, man, thank
Go
you for your time,
Aztecs.
bro.
Yes, sir, fam.
Go
Appreciate it.
Aztecs. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys for watching.
Please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification button to see when we upload.
Thank you for your support. We'll see you guys next time.